watch. Here comes the back. And the back plus the kill tap has landed. Boy, and the Talon Swain gonna go in for the kill, and that is gonna be Demigod.
So Teleport also comes in as well. Nocturne with the fire arrow. Push the gap in, let's secure the okay, there's a flash in, and Pink comes habol dito. Wow, the damage.
Good evening, Summoners, and welcome back to the Garena LoL Collegiate League Summer 2017. Once again, we will be your shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan, and with me is Chisto. Moving on to Game 5, the last game of today's broadcast for the South Conference Series between the OLFU Cavaliers versus UPLB Excelsior.
Yeah, big matchup here. Both veterans of the LCL. We're going to see some familiar faces as well, but of course, UPLB Excelsior picking up the win earlier today. As for OLFU, they try to come in and end the day on a high note, pick up a win versus UPLB. But let's head straight into pick and bans.
Already seeing OLFU, Our Lady of Fatima University, the Antipolo campus versus University of the Philippines, Los Baños campus. This is going to be a very interesting match because we all know OLFU, we heard of UPLB. These are veteran teams pit off against each other, so let's see who is going to be the stronger one to actually come out on top.
Yeah, but you mentioned veteran players. I mean, Hanzo, formerly from TIP, he is a former LCL champion, so that's a huge pedigree when it comes to LCL standards, of course. But looking at pick and bans here, Jarvan for OLFU, but the response from UPLB, picking up 2 power picks in the Galio and the Sejuani. Huge picks coming back and forth, but during the previous game of UPLB, we did see Daru absolutely go insane and play out of his mind on this Zed. I wonder if it's actually Eminem is going to pick this up because they have picked the Galio. They're lacking an 80 carry. Let's just see how the matchups pan out.
Yes, this will not be anymore the top Zed we saw in the previous game. They did win, however. That was such a dominant game, but this time it will be top lane. Could be a top lane Zed and a mid lane Galio.
Yeah, if they do send the Zed top lane, it will be the same matchup as earlier, Zed into Gnar once again. And I do believe having Galio in the mid lane is a better matchup for the Malzahar. I wonder if they'll actually swap this last second.
So far, UP Los Baños, they are still going to be sticking towards the mid Zed, not the top Zed. Oh, there it is. So this is going to be another Gnar to Zed matchup where UPLB, they had a really good game on their first victory for today.
Yeah, let's hope Hanzo did his homework because during that previous game when Daru was on Zed, his damage was insane. I mean, numbers advantage didn't mean a thing. He just go in and absolutely delete one of your members. But Hanzo, it is a different team. Hanzo is arguably more experienced. I mean, I did mention he is an LCL champion with TIP previously, but let's forget about that. Let's jump right into the game. UPLB Excelsior on the red side versus Our Lady of Fatima University Cavaliers on the blue side.
So off the bat already, we are seeing Excelsior invading the red side of the Cavaliers. But they have been spotted a bit too slow. This will deny the invade they wanted to go for.
Interesting team synergy as far as badges go there. You see Jobin flashing the SKT badge and then Stussy flashing the SSG badge. Of course, Worlds did conclude recently. Samsung winning over SKT. I'm so happy that happened. But
so could this be the prophecy, maybe a prediction that OLFU might win, but we'll see. So far, this is going to be a safe start for both teams, but Hanzo did get spotted out on the red side of Excelsior.
Yeah, Daru with his superior ninja senses there, able to sense Hanzo waiting in the wings, sniffing him out, tossing a few shurikens. Really not much going to happen during this level 1 as both teams are looking to play a bit more passive. They're going to want to get their key ultimates up, of course, once Eminem hits level 6. We all know what Galio does. He's super popular pick, able to impact side lanes.
So far, I wonder how this match will be played out because we are experiencing these veteran teams battling out in this matchup where I would say the Jarvan really has a powerful level 2, especially against Galio. But when you're talking about the Gnar and Zed matchup, there's nothing you really can do. It's very difficult to gank a Zed.
Yeah, unless Zed burns his W, of course his W cooldown is very high. Unless he burns that spell, there's no realistic way Jobim can pull off a gank top lane because Zed is so slippery. He has those ninja moves, just gonna escape all your ganks. Let's look at the other lanes here, Malzahar and Galio. There's really not much action that's gonna happen mid lane. I mean, realistically, none of them are gonna be able to kill each other because it's gonna have, with the Galio building tank, how can you realistically deal enough damage to kill the Malzahar? And with the MR stack, Malzahar can't realistically 1v1 the Galio, so expect that lane to go a bit more passive.
This is what I love to see. I mean, once you're level 2, you would try your best to really hinder the enemy jungler, but I think Jobin kind of paid the heavy price there for his overconfidence there, not respecting the respawns coming from the Galio.
Yeah, kind of over-eager on the invade. They're really not gaining much aside from information on where Slane is. That does opt their bot lane to play a bit more aggressively because they know Sejuani is in the top, so it opts them to push, and they're doing that right now.
And right now in the bot lane side, the pushing wise, the bot lane is at the advantage. No first blood just yet. I think as we progress throughout the LCL and we see more powerful teams, more veteran teams, they know how to be very, I would say, they know how to calculate how their risks are. They know what to take, and they know what to back off when things are not in their favor. So this is the result we're seeing right now. I mean, early right until this mark right now, we're not seeing any first blood.
I mean, of course, experience does come with being more controlled, but Jobim is looking for something in the jungle. He will find the end of Sline's mace.
And again, I really like seeing junglers having their own fights because this is a fight for control, for farm, and well, if you do this, you really remove a lot of pressure from the other lanes. And right now, on the top lane side, looks like Daru taking so much damage.
Yeah, and I think Hanzo did his homework here. He's playing this Gnar to Zed matchup better compared to the earlier time we saw it. I think he knows what he has to do in order to bully the Zed because Gnar is still ranged. Zed is melee. It's going to be hard for Zed to actually bully the Gnar because I think it's just experience for Hanzo, and we keep mentioning experience. I think as a team gets more experience, they're able to play more controlled. They don't play as over-aggressively as the less experienced and newer teams in the LCL. And like we mentioned, OLFU and UPLB, familiar names, familiar schools in the LCL, and their experience is showing now.
When you're gonna be talking about experience, let's leave it to the veterans to show us how an LCL match is played.
Definitely. And veteran status isn't something to be ashamed of. I mean, yeah, you have been competing in LCL for a long time, but you should be proud of that. Representing your school in a semi-pro league, that's a big thing for you. Aggression in the mid lane.
Actually, a big pride you can invest yourself on. I mean, stating your school name and fighting for your school is something that you can take pride as a student, as a college student, but it's also a lot of pressure onto the students themselves. They have academics, they have to practice. It's more like you're entering a competition.
Yeah, and especially if your school has a reputation of prestige, such as, let's say, University of the Philippines, of course, a popular school. There is, yeah, a bunch of pressure on you to perform because what the fans watching this, if you perform well, they will absolutely love you. But if you don't perform to their standards, they will not support you as well as some others. So yeah, there is pressure, but there's also prestige in representing your school.
You can't have anything that's good without the negative side. You will always have to balance it out. I mean, when you're taking something good, the negatives will follow. It's a matter of how you deal with those negatives. But for Excelsior and the Cavaliers, no first blood has been secured just yet. First blood is always going to be the one to really change how the games are going to be played. But when a first blood is this much delayed, that lead is not going to be that good because when the first blood is just going to be a minor bonus compared to the laning, the CS you got.
Yeah, but I really like the inventory of Dehu right now. He has 4 long swords will potentially build that towards a Duskblade or a Ghostblade, but expecting to build towards it either. But they're going in the bot lane.
Some just harassment and poke going on here because they still want to control it. Level 6, not yet achieved just yet. However, we can see that Eminem is already level 6 and see how OLFU is changing how they fight. They don't want to overcommit because this Galio can just swoop in, respawn, and just wreck them up.
Yeah, and that's a good choice there, backing off, because with Stussy not taking teleport, he doesn't have as much pressure as the Galio. He does have exhaust, which will help in lane and team fights, but as far as map pressure goes, double TP from the side of UPLB and Hero's entrance on top of that, that's a lot of pressure on the side lanes of Our Lady of Fatima University.
And so far, when it comes to aggression and stats, I would say that I have to agree. Darius itemization is really something that he wants to go for full damage, but he also needs to think. I mean, sometimes a completed item is more useful than the basic item itself. Probably he could have gotten the serrated Dirk, but didn't opt to get it.
Yeah, I think it's just a tradition of lethality builders where they just get as much longsword as possible so it looks cool. It's also intimidating. I mean, 4 swords, how can you not be intimidated by that? I mean, 1 sword is intimidating enough. How about 4?
Can you wield all 4 swords when you go into a heat of battle?
He's a ninja. He can do anything.
I don't think you can wield 4 swords. If you want to really intimidate someone, you pick up the BF sword. A bigger sword is bigger than a long sword.
Yeah, but Zed can make a clone of himself.
Oh my god.
He can hold all 4 swords with his
I think
clone.
that's just gonna be pure chaos if that is how you put it. If you put it that way, okay, that is just scary. And I don't think Hanzo is even flinching to the fear that this Zed has 4 long swords.
Well, he has a big hammer. I mean, that could be as well as 4 swords, but if it was 4 big swords, I mean, these are just long swords, but let's forget that. There's a gank in the mid lane.
Sword thought. I think we're going to be experiencing a gank here. Potentially the first blood. Stun under the turret. And there is the gaze of the void. But the first blood will be going to Sejuani. And a knock up to the air. But sadly, very sadly, that Jobin will be taken down by the turret.
Yeah, double kill onto Slane. Unfortunately, the hero's entrance hit Jobim. And that prompted the turret to hit Eminem, and unfortunately they do trade 2 for 1, but that still goes in the favor of UPLB. Great start for them.
Especially the tank, the Sejuani, where you can leave it to Sejuani to go into the heat of battle and not be scared. But it looks like Deiru, despite having those 4 long swords, as you said, is experiencing a really difficult time in his own lane. First turret is still up for grabs.
Yeah, and I think Hanzo is playing this matchup pretty well. He understands that Zed is in such a disadvantage during the early phases. And he's been able to punish Dair, able to poke him down, so Dair can't go for these aggressive trades. And right now, a hammer and shield working versus 4 swords really well.
We're talking about defensive stats, yes. And the fact that Hanzo has no resource at all. So this is going to be a lane where we thought it was going to be a losing lane for Hanzo. It's not the case anymore.
Yeah, but I think you can count the Rage as a resource. That it's a unique resource in that sense where once he does get Mega Gnar, he does have more options to fight Deiru. But I think as for the Zed, you want to all in the Gnar during his mini form because he has less defensive stats. But his tower is going down pretty quickly here, and Jobim is gonna dive.
Teleport is gonna come through. This is going to be Eminem joining in the fight. However, does get cancelled. Midway by the Mazar. There is the Mega Gnar form going in deep. 3 members tower dive, and that'll be Deiru getting slaughtered, getting just ganged up under his own turret. And perhaps this could be the first turret of the game going towards OLFU.
Yeah, OLFU understanding that teleport got cancelled. They circle back around, and the aggressive flash of Stussy, the suppression without QSS, but look at the bot lane first.
Look at the bot lane, so much damage onto the Twitch, but he will be surviving. But in top lane, 3 members going in. He gets knocked up to the air. That's going to be this drawing, using the Glacial Prison onto the Jarvan. He gets taken down by Eminem, and that's going to be a flash out from Ben. So much action happening throughout the map, but here comes Deiru with the teleport, taking down that Malzahar.
Yeah, cross map from both teams. Everyone fighting in the top lane. There's a skirmish. In the bot lane, there's a 2v2. Messy start here, but it's UPLB that comes out on top. They now lead 3 to 4 in kills.
Oh, I thought that OLFU would have taken the first turret, but thanks to the Galio, they will be delaying the first turret. for now. Let's see who takes it away.
Yeah, it's a race to see who takes the first turret, but right now I do think OLFU have an advantage. Hanzo is trying to hold top lane on his own. Deathmark.
Deathmark is on to... I don't think Hanzo can survive this, but that would be a flash out thanks to the chugging of the potions. He will survive at a very low health.
Yeah, unfortunately, not enough damage to finish off Hanzo, but given that Hanzo got chunked, that does prompt UPLB to get the first tower of the game. They're just trying to deny a bunch of minions here, give solo gold to their 650 gold. That will lead into more swords for the Zed.
No shoes.
No shoes, just swords.
I like his style then. So far, the Dust Blade has been completed by the Zed, and that's more pressure. Alright, so if Dairo gets a really good start, he can just quickly assassinate the Varus or the Karma, like we saw in the previous game of UPLB against DLSUD.
Yeah, but actually he went for kicks here. He went for Ionian Boots of Lucidity, trying to increase the cooldown of his abilities as well as summoner spells. I wanted to see him get more swords.
He got one sword, so hold up. Maybe he's just pacing out his swords, waiting for the right time, but when it comes to cooldown, that's more important, especially the fact that you have reduced summoner spells is actually a huge bonus.
Yeah, but we're talking about core items completed here. Hanzo or the Black Cleaver and Gnar gonna help him in the 1v1 versus Zed. Zed won't be building that much armor, so Hanzo will be dealing a lot of damage to him. As for Sky and the Varus, he's already completed Gensu's Rage Blade, so in an extended fight versus Dash and Benz, he's gonna dish out so much damage, but forget that, they're fighting in the bot lane.
Well, 3 members in the bot lane side. The Chain of Corruption will connect on the 3 members, but that's a bit too late with Benz dealing a lot of damage. He does get a kill, but that will be giving one to his support.
Yeah, Slime is playing extremely well on Sejuani, understanding that his bot lane was behind in pressure, and understanding that the OLFU bot lane didn't have summoners up. He comes in for the punish. They're able to pick up 2 kills and possibly a tower, but they're fighting in the top lane.
Oh wow, the Deathmark is still in play. Hanzo gets bursted down by Dairo. Looks like the 650 gold did a lot for Dairo.
Yeah, I see the swords coming out on top that time, able to 1v1 the Gnar, and without Megaform, there's no realistic way that Hanzo can possibly beat the Zed, because Zed was able to juke around all the damage, able to dish out damage of his own, and with Hanzo being down, really no real response to this Mountain Drake. UPLB collapsing onto it.
I mean, we saw that this Gnar picks up the Ninja Tabi. It's still not enough to deny that burst damage, so painful that even the Black Cleaver Rush and the Ninja Tabi can't even survive. I think that's the fact that he's still in Mega Gnar form, does not have enough defensive stats.
I think what Hanzo can do is it can opt to pick up the Stair Stage, but wait, I do believe that's only melee item. He can opt to take a possible Randuin's Omen here, or a Sunfire Cape, or even a Thornmail, just to mitigate some of the lethality damage from Zed. But still, Dairyu gonna build so much damage here, and if Hanzo does build armor, there are 4 more juicy targets from OLFU for Dairyu to pick.
He could have just taken away the Varus. Very immobile champion, such an easy target for Dairyu.
Yeah, definitely, and with Dairyu diving in, he can be supported by Eminem on the Galio. But Rift Herald in the bot lane, they're gonna try to secure this tower.
A bit too far away from the tower itself.
Oh no.
Oh man, he just loves doing that. Going over the wall for a surprise. Looks like the Rift Herald won't even do much.
That was a great follow by Dairyu, following Jobim through the Flag and Dragon. With Jarvan only having Cinderhawk and Ninja Tabi, you're not tanky enough to deal with Zed, but they're diving mid lane.
Oh wow, Dairyu gets another kill. He's on a rampage on a 4-1 KDA. He is just popping off, just abusing the gold lead he got from the first turn, and now looks like the oppression that Hanzo did won't do much at all.
Yeah, Dairyu kind of in the thick of things here. There's so much damage though.
Oh my god, that's what happens when you invest too much onto Dairyu. He will try to make it out alive. He does, thanks to Eminem, but here comes Dash and Benz for the assist and the cleanup. There's Mega Gnar farm in. Oh, looks like Dairyu might just go for Sky, but he does get spotted by the Jarvan. He still takes down the Varus, but he gives the shutdown goal to the Jarvan.
Yes, such a messy fight starts in the jungle from Dairyu, picking up the initial kill onto Jobim, and Jobim's actually back to pick up the trade kill onto there. That's how long that fight was. He was dead and then he finished the fight alive. Such a messy skirmish, but all those kills going on to Daru, it means he gets to pick up even more swords, even more lethality. He's gonna absolutely pop the squishy targets from OLFU if he gets the chance to click them. Daru is just popping off on the Zed. Man, he's performing very well.
Just like in the game between DLSUD, he's still having the same results. But Limito Sejuani with really good KDA, kill participation-wise, 204. Did a really good job in the top lane where he still tried to deny. But when it comes to Jobim, he tried his best, but that first turret was more than enough to come back for a comeback for Daru.
Yeah, but for OLFU, I wouldn't be surprised if Sky picks up Azonia's Hourglass just to annoy the Zed, because if you no counterplay to the Zed, your comp is very immobile. Once Daru gets close and death marks you, you're just dead. It's gonna pop you every single time, and I don't see any real armor yet from Our Lady of Fatima University, but Infernal Drake spawning soon. UPLB might want to take that soon.
And I think for Sky, he should pick up the Guardian's Angel, but sometimes that works against you. Like your team needs to be there for you to revive, but at least it's a nice countermeasure against this death mark.
Yeah, honestly though, as in Varus, I wouldn't be. You could opt to get Zonia's. Varus does have AP scaling, but it does limit a lot of your damage in return for safety versus the death mark. But like you said, GA could be a potential good item as well, giving you more safety. But right now, UPLB, they're sieging down the mid lane, trying to look for this tower. Slime waiting in the wings, trying to snipe somebody out for Glacial Prison.
It wasn't in. He goes in with a flash and knock up with a Glacial Prison combo. And the hero's entrance. What a quick, decisive execution from Excelsior. UP Los Baños just diving in smooth.
Yeah, frame per, but still going.
Still going in. There is the Void Gaze from Ecstasy. With 4 members still alive, Jobin and Hanzo are going to be defending their mid lane turret.
Picture perfect engage dash. Hopping in on their gun.
Oh my god, I don't know what Jobin was thinking. That would be his death sentence. But there is the 2-man body slam with the Meganart towards the wall. That's going to be the stun. But Meganart can't do anything that much because he used all his bursts. But Hanzo just might get the double, but he does use the blast cone to at least back off. Eminem is there. Slade will be there to cut him off. There is going to be a trade-up between Hanzo and Slane. The boomerang came back and hit Slane at the last moment.
Yeah, Hanzo is doing so much work on the back end of these fights. Huge ultimate from the Gnar, able to give him a lot of trade kills back. But look at the picture frame perfect engage. Double knockup uppercut into this massive wombo combo, and Sky cannot do anything. He's dead from the start of all of that. But unfortunately, Daru picks up tower aggro and gets caught out by the Malzahar ultimate. No QSS and he dies. But look at Hanzo during the back end. He does so much work in this fight. He's just massive on this Gnar at the moment. But right, he's Hanzo. He's gonna come in. So much damage.
And I think at this point, Hanzo really skating off well with the Black Cleaver and the Randon's Omen. So much survivability, and look at Ecstasy, very such an awkward spot. He wanted to help Hanzo, but gets caught off by this Twitch.
Yeah, kind of miscommunication as well from Our Lady of Fatima University.
Look at the boomerang at the last moment.
Yeah, the boomerang, with its namesake, it comes back to you. Unlike some other people in life, but that's not important.
Oh my god.
Let's look at the Infernal Drake. There's an engage.
Engage of Peasant on to Frostbite. Looks like an easy execution for themselves. Vance is there, free hitting all he wants, but Dash is very low. There is the Cataclysm for the lockdown and another engage, but Slade and Ben still make it out alive with Daru going in for the flag onto Sky. This Death Mark will be finishing off the members of the Cavaliers with an ace, and may possibly the Infernal Drake going towards Excelsior.
That fight could have gone either way. If Jobim ulted earlier and Hanzo was able to gnar them into the Cataclysm, that fight would be different. But Jobim, even with dunking Benz was unfazed. He stood his ground able to free it, able to shred
And
through the Cavaliers.
He even had flash, and he didn't even opt to use his flash. Only Slane was the one to flash out of the Cataclysm. He was the one. The tank was more afraid than the ADC.
Yeah, and that's UPLB knowing how much damage OLFU deals. That's them just being decided. If Jobim ulted earlier here before Hanzo Nard, that would have stunned all the members of UPLB. They were clumped up here. I mean, look at this. If this fight could have gone so much more differently if Jobim ulted earlier than Hanzo. But at the back end, there's Daru. He's gonna pick up the squishies. There's no more peel. He's gonna deathmark onto Sky, and there's just so much damage. Triple kill for the Twitch, and that is a massive team fight win for UPLB.
Yes, when you get the Mountain Drake and the Infernal Drake, UPLB has so much power when it comes to objective, thanks to the Mountain Drake. But right now, kill score 11-19, 22 minutes into the game. Cavalry is just having 2 turrets. Same with UPLB, Excelsior. It's the fact that the gold lead is sitting at a 5,000 gold lead.
Yeah, and that gold lead stems from the aggressiveness and decisiveness of UPLB Excelsior. Dash does not hesitate to pull the trigger because once he's in the middle of things, there's Eminem's Hero's entrance to protect him, and once Dash does go in, this follow-up from Slane is perfect. He always chains CCs with the Glacial Prison, and I like the decisiveness from UPLB. I like that they're taking the fight into OLFU, not waiting for them to make mistakes. They're forcing them to make mistakes, but whoa!
Looks like OLFU will be making another mistake. Face checking that brush. Frost Breath dies again towards this Zen. I can sense the frustration coming from Frost Breath, and now with that being said, possibly maybe the Baron might be taken away.
This will fall down quickly. They have Infernal and Mountain Drake, but man, Daru has been bullying these squishy supports. He's just been waiting for them to clear wars, and he just shadows in, instantly one-shots them.
Double teleport, Eminem and Hanzo will be joining in the fight. Eminem trying his best to zone him out. Looks like Excelsior, UP Los Baños takes away the Baron, while OLFU decides not to pursue them anymore.
Yeah, I actually think UPLB could have turned for a fight there. They had numbers advantage, but respecting the turn from OLFU, they back off, they reset. They're going to reset their minion wave, and they're going to set up for a push here. But right now, OLFU is in such a hard spot because UPLB won't hesitate to dive them. With Dash being this fearless, and with Flash Up even, he's going to be so fast and so quick to these quickness engages, and it's going to be such a bloodbath for UPLB.
And they have to watch out because like we saw in the mid lane, that dive, the quickness of the flash and the quick response of the hero's entrance was just beautiful. The timing was great, and they just took down Sky and Frost Breath like they were nothing. And looking at the bot lane of OLFU, terrible so far. 1-4-4, both at the same KDA. That's what happens when this Twitch starts popping up, getting fed, and the respawns coming from Excelsior was just cannot be controlled. There's this Galio.
Yeah, kind of a bad way to have duo bot goals there. Both a negative KDA, unfortunately. But you have to watch at Rakan here. Once Dash decides to pull the trigger, it will be a ferocious engage. Just look at Rakan.
Let's see, will Dash make the necessary plays? He does have the flash, as you said, that gives him a lot of pressure. He has full summoners. They will be rotating towards the mid. The bot is offering pressure.
Yeah, they're kind of going for the safe play here, not wanting to risk a possible flash engage from the Malzahar. Eminem gets caught.
Well, let's look at Dash. He goes in with a quickness. Ooh, look at that two-man knockup at the dead center. That would be another two-man knockup thanks to the Galio. Ooh, look at that clean up. Daru goes over that wall, goes on the X2C. X2C uses the wrong target, and that could be the potential ace yet again. UP Los Baños Excelsior getting the second ace for themselves.
Yeah, 5-0 ace for UPLB Excelsior. They clean up OLFU. They're gonna pick up these towers. They're possibly gonna get at least 2 inhibitors off this play, and Sky was just dead center in the middle of all of that. Ate all the damage from Daru. In such a massive counter engage, you think Eminem is in trouble, but he's a tank Galio. There's no way you can burst him down with your comp. What are you doing trying to engage onto him? Dash pulls the trigger, flashes in, puts himself right on top of Sky, and the cleanup from UPLB is just great.
And that would be the result of their recklessness. Looking at the replay back at it again.
You think you caught Galio, but look at the quickness engager. It taunts up everyone into the knockup. He's right on top
And dead center
of Sky. That is the worst position to be in as an 80 carry. Even with Hanzo landing the huge Gnar, there's no more damage, there's no more follow-up. And at this point, it's just easy pickings for UPLB. And they take everything from Our Lady of Fatima University.
With that being said, the ace will be going towards UP Los Baños. That will be their second ace. Let's get straight back to the game. But so far, Jobin dodges that Glacial Prison. So that'll be one ultimate down. Looks like Cavaliers will have all their ultimates up for now. Looks like Eminem going in for a really deep taunt. He does get suppressed. So many resources used onto Eminem. Is that wise? They finally take him down, but after using so many ultimates, looks like the overconfidence from UP Los Baños is gonna backfire. So looks like Benz is not there anymore. This is a huge blow towards UP Los Baños. A bit of an embarrassing moment.
Yeah, but even with those 2 kills, they're not going to be able to transition that into any objective. It's still UPLB that comes out on top. If Daru teleports in, it forces everyone from OLFU back. That's how massive UPLB's lead is at the moment. And right now, UPLB, they're going to reset, and they might want to look to push the top lane because that is the last turret remaining for Our Lady of Fatima University. I wouldn't be surprised if they begin to set up towards that area in the near future.
Yes, the Baron will be live pretty much soon. They did take it, however. That's the power of the Baron buff. I would always say that it can work against you or with you.
Oh, Daru's looking for someone.
Yeah, he's pretty much thirsty and hungry. He wants more blood. He needs to look for some members, and that's what he loves to do when his Duskblade's passive is on. You get to take down wards, and you can also look for some more kills. That's the advantage of the Duskblade.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, everyone from Excelsior already moving towards the blue side jungle of Our Lady of Fatima University. They're trying to set up vision here, and if OLFU does decide to face check, it's going to be disastrous for them because look at the amount of engage. You have Rakan jumping at you and the follow-up from Eminem. There's nearly nothing OLFU can do at this point in the game with this deficit. It's going to be a miracle if they ever do come back.
And look, let's hope that they do at least try and come back from this huge deficit. But as I always say, when you see an influential gold lead, it's really difficult. You would need a miraculous play, and I wonder if the Cavaliers have that miraculous play ready. They have to wave clear from the Malzahar, but they don't have enough engage tools compared to UP Los Baños. They have the Galio, they have the Sejuani.
Yeah, and we're talking about engage tools. The flash is up back for the Rakan, of course. A flash into quickness into the grand entrance is such an easy way to engage, and Sky has nearly no counterplay to that, and they're looking for that now. Dash is looking for the engage.
Dash is looking for the engage. Here comes another 2-man knockoff. Daru takes down Jobin, but he does back off from the members of the Cavaliers, but leave it up to Benz to clean up the fight with Daru getting that double kill. With that being said, the death timers are just huge, and I think UP Los Baños would love to get away with their victory.
Yeah, UPLB charges in, and the Cavaliers are crushed underfoot. The lead from UPLB is just massive. They pull the trigger. They're gonna take the base of OLFU. They're gonna take the Nexus. GG to both teams. Well played by UPLB Excelsior. Man.
Congratulations again to UP Los Baños, University of the Philippines Los Baños Excelsior for their victory against OLFU. Pretty much of a dominating game. Daru really had a good start. Actually, sorry, rather a bad start. But at the end, when he got the first turret, that just changed everything. He got so much gold.
He got more swords.
He got more swords. He got boots of Ionian. Of the Ionian boots, and I think that CDR was just more than enough.
Yeah, and of course, we have to credit Dash. All these flash engages from Rakan really sealing the start of those teamfights. Sky was almost dead at the start of every fight. He couldn't do anything because there was so much engaged focus from UPLB.
The Rakan just really denied so much positioning, because when you see a Rakan and you're a Varus, what can you do but just stand still? The Karma support can't even do much. Maybe if they had a Janna or a Lulu would have even helped, but they didn't have any of that. They just opted to go for the Karma support.
Yeah, not enough tools to peel there. They did have engage, but no disengage, and unfortunately, the engage of UPLB was stronger. They were more decisive. They were stronger throughout the game, and just a well-deserved win from the way they played.
So there you guys have it. That has been the last game of today's broadcast. Once again, we would like to congratulate UP Los Baños Excelsior for another dominating game. This leaves them on a 2-game win, and it is a good way to end the night. But for OLFU, Our Lady of Fatima University, I hope that they still shake things off. Maybe come back in the next broadcast of the South Conference Series. Once again, we have been your Shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan, and with me was Chisto. See you guys next time for the Garena LOL Collegiate League Summer 2017. It was in. He goes in for the flash and knock up with a Glacial Prison combo. And the hero's entrance. What a quick, decisive execution from Excelsior. UP Los Baños just diving in smooth.
Yeah, frame perfect. Still going.
Still going in. There is the void gaze from Exclusive. With 4 members still alive, Jovin and Hanzo are going to be defending their... I don't know what Jovin was thinking. That would be his death sentence. But there is the 2-man body slam with the Mega Narc towards the wall. That's going to be the stun. But Mega Narc can't do anything that's much because he used all his bursts. But Hanzo just might get the double, but he does use the blast code. So at least back off. Eminem is there. Slade will be there to cut him off. There is going to be a trade-up between Hanzo and
there's an engage.
Angel plays it on to Frostbite. Looks like an easy execution for themselves. Vance is there, free-hitting all he wants, but Dash is very low. There is the Cataclysm for the lockdown and another engage, but Slade and Ben still make it out alive with Gary going in for the flag onto Sky. This Death Mark will be finishing up those efforts. Ooh, look at that 2-man knockup at the dead center. That would be another 2-man knockup thanks to the Gallia. Ooh, look at that lean out. There goes over that wall. Goes on the X2C. X2C uses the wrong target, and that could be the potential ace yet again. UP Los Baños Excelsior. Eminem going in for a really deep taunt. He does get suppressed. So many resources used onto Eminem. Is that wise? They finally take him down, but after using so many ultimates, looks like the overconfidence from UP Los Baños is gonna backfire. Looks like Benz is not there anymore. This is a huge blow.
They're looking for that now. Dash is looking for the engage.
Dash is looking for the engage. Here comes another 2-man knockoff. Deru takes down Jobin, but he does back off from the members of the Cavaliers, but leave it up to Benz to clean up the fight with Deru getting that double kill. With that being said, the Death Divers
are gonna take the base of OLFU. They're gonna take the Nexus. GG to both teams. Well played by UPLB Excelsior. Man.
Congratulations again to UP.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.